Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to Stump the Idiot. I am the huge one, aka the Idiot Dave Koco from DAVKOCO.com. And we got another question from Golden Star Alex, the MVP idiot. Also, KocoSports on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow them all. Tell your friends, tell your grandmas, tell everyone. And MMA? Ooh, I remember we used to do MMA. All right. Do you think MMA in Japan will ever recover after the death of Pride? I don't know. I went to a lot of Pride events. I lived in Japan for 17 plus years. It's very hard to predict what will be popular in Japan, and it's really hard to bring something back. Japan is very, what's hot, what's cool, what's that? You know, even when you get dogs, people will adopt the dog because a celebrity has that dog and then give it up for adoption. They'll be like, oh, that's cool, that's hip. They always want to be like hip and stylish and all that. Even when it comes to sports, like, you know, you got your traditionalist, you got baseball, pro wrestling, sumo's kind of dying off. But, you know, soccer takes off. Right now, rugby takes off. Right now, MMA used to be just humongous in Japan. You could sell out the Tokyo Dome. It was something special. Had some of the best goddamn fights and entertainment in the world. Part of me that don't watch MMA as much, A, it's because I work so much, and B, I'm retiring April 1st, first time bringing it up, and I'm probably going to watch some more MMA, but I just like the older guys. The older guys they were pioneers, they had grit, they were tough. Now they're just like perfect little athletes, you know? It's like, okay, cool. But there's something special, man. You know, there was mystery. Could a jiu-jitsu guy beat sumo? Now we know. We didn't know back then. Could a karate guy beat a boxer? Back before early MMA or no holds barred, we had no fucking idea. It was amazing. Now it's like, I'm a super athlete and I know everything. I'm a super athlete and I know everything. Yawn. But Japan, you know, the death of Pride hurt K1, hurt everything. There is still MMA in Japan. The thing right now, though, Japan just sees MMA as a New Year's type thing. Like, it's like, all right, New Year's, let's watch MMA. You better have the biggest and the best event. All right, I'll see you next New Year's. But they always want to feel like they're the best. I mean, I guess every country wants to do that. The UFC would have to come by and give title matches. If UFC came by and did a January card and then said, we're coming back. But the problem is, UFC comes, they dabble, never come back. Come, dabble, could never come back. And not only that, but you have to shake off. I don't know if it's right or wrong. A lot of people in Japan feel UFC killed MMA. A lot of people in Japan feel they killed off Japanese MMA. Dana booked it properly or promoted it properly. That Pride is like, if you won a title, you were always a UFC guy. But if you lost, you were a Pride guy. There's a lot of, okay, cool. I didn't know it was like that. It's like, oh, Koco lost. That's a Pride guy. Anderson Silva won. That's a UFC guy. Okay. I see what we're doing here, you sick fucks. But the only way you could do it is you'd have to bring in a brand name like UFC, have a couple title fights, and then bring it back up. But the problem is, if you do that, is it Japan MMA? And of course, to sell tickets in Japan, you have to have MMA stars from Japan. But their stars are dying. You know, those stars are getting older. Those stars, you know, are not there. And on top of that, the new stars are mostly in kickboxing. So it's weird because, you know, nowadays no one wants to see a freak fight. Dude, No Holds Barred and MMA started off as nothing but freak fights. And I don't know. Big names are kind of getting old. And I think for MMA to do well in Japan outside of the New Year's events, they have to get UFC and they have to bring championship fights and they have to have legends. And if you're going to save it, you're going to have to be quick. Dana's going to have to be like, okay, we need to get these guys before their careers are over. We need to make sure that we know that the guys we have are going to fucking be there and show up. I went to a couple Super Arena shows with the UFC, and it was pretty good. But the problem is, the fans back in the day of Pride, they took it as like, this is fucking the most important thing in the world. The last UFC I went to, they just saw it as like a carnival act. They just saw it as like, oh, cool, let's have fun. All right, yeah. And the fans are getting farther and farther disconnected. So I think UFC has to come in and save Japan, but will they? And when? And on that, but will it be like WWE taking over the UK? Would it even be a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I think I thought Pride was something special. I don't think it will ever come back. And we'll enjoy our one huge event of the year, and everyone else will just, go sell out Korakuen Hall. But the days of selling out Tokyo Dome multiple times a year, I think, are over, unless the UFC wants to save that. But I don't know. If you were the UFC, would you want to save Japan MMA? It's an interesting situation. I root for Japan MMA, of course, because I live here and want to see big events. But my honest answer is probably not. And the only one that can do it is UFC. And will they bother? It's like, okay, we're going to sacrifice title fights to rebuild a country. I don't know. It would be interesting. Also, too, like, how you have those one-offs of legends coming back? They would do really good in Japan. If you got a Diaz, George St. Pierre, Hunt, if you can get some of those guys, that would be amazing. But overall, I just don't think it'll ever reach its prime. I hope I'm wrong. But living here, I've never heard anyone talk about mixed martial arts outside of January 1st. And literally, they're just like, we're here because it's tradition. Oh, they got Floyd this year? That's cool. That's it. And then when you do talk about it, they're like, remember Pride. And I'm like, well, there's a new company. Yeah, remember Pride. There's a guy trying to recreate Pride. Pride. She was the one that got away. Pride lives forever. All right, love you, dudes. Like, comment, subscribe. With that, I am over. Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.